like to also welcome Mr. Hassanul Haq Inu to please join us at the stage with the authors and the guests.
My co-author mentioned that three of us work together virtually, in the sense that I was in New York 3 years ago via an email that it would be a great idea for us to work together and produce a book on digital Bangladesh. And that was sort of the initiation of the process. And one of the authors, I would leave it unmentioned as to who it was, said that I do not like the idea. I love it, which is taking it to the next level. And of course, we then exerted some pressure on the third author, who could not say no at this point, because two of us said, okay, let's go ahead. And the third one said, okay, let's do it. And so this is our way of saying thank you to Bangladesh, our motherland. And this is really a small gift from our effort to Bangladesh. Even though we live abroad now, we felt that this is probably a small thing we could do as a give back to our motherland. Hopefully, it will initiate other similar efforts, and others will perhaps do even better than what we need as part of this exercise. Now, some of you probably have seen or heard a little bit about the book. I would like to give you a bit of a sense of what is the scope of the book in terms of the content and coverage. We wanted to say it is not only the fun part of being or going digital, it is also the fundamental aspects, which is economic and social aspects. What would be the impact of going digital in terms of GDP of a country? What would be the economic growth and prosperity aspects of going digital? We have chapters and sections devoted to these areas. So hopefully, who get a chance to read the book will benefit from some new data, new perspective, and our own commentary on this topic. And we have really invested a lot of effort making it fun as well as fundamentally sound in terms of coverage and also the data that we were able to gather as part of the research. Also, as you know, going digital has become a bit of a hype. And we wanted to strip away the hype. What is the real thing? What do people really care about going digital? We wanted to make sure those are the things that we think about, we focus on. Otherwise, it becomes a public relations effort, breeds cynicism, and it becomes almost like a joke that it doesn't really mean anything to people. We hope that this book will address some of the fun and fundamental aspects of going digital that will help people understand what it is about and benefit from it. And finally, it is a dream, really. I mean, Bangladesh is not at the cutting edge of digital technology. We all know that. But we feel we have a chance now what we call leapfrogging, which is basically going beyond what we currently are able to do because the technology allows us to do it. What is digital Bangladesh after all? Probably all of you are familiar with the manifesto from the current Awami League, which initiated this concept in 2008. We start from this concept, but we are not limited to it. We have in fact pushed that concept much, much further, we believe. We hope that this will also help our current government think bigger and perhaps bolder in terms of what is possible as they think about the Digital Bangladesh initiative to provide a lot of. In fact, that was probably the most fun part of writing the book, that we are not limited to the traditional concept of digital or digital technologies. We're taking it much further, thinking more innovatively and creatively. And one of the things we wanted to emphasize in our book, that by 2021, as part of the Digital Bangladesh initiative, every single citizen in Bangladesh will have a legal right to have internet access. That would be like any other fundamental right of being a Bangladeshi citizen. We hope that is going to be possible and that dream is going to be realized. We also have gotten into some of the nitty-gritty details about what are the policy instruments that we need to initiate to make this happen. And our co-author Corinne was really the primary driver of those aspects. She is the closest in terms of being familiar and also knowing all the actors in this space. And he has done a fantastic job, I can tell you, in covering all these details that we, myself, and Kapil probably were not in the position to do. So I'd like to thank our co-author for doing a great job in covering the policy landscape and regulatory aspects that will be necessary for us to make sure that this vision of digital Bangladesh becomes a reality. Now, we introduced the concept of new digital literacy. It is almost like any other literacy of reading, writing, and mathematics or numeracy. We say connectivity is the key element. We call it 4C because of the connectivity, convergence, competitiveness, and capital. These are the four cornerstones of going digital, really. We call it the new digital literacy. Hopefully you get to read the book, and chapter 2, in fact, gets into all the details. It's a very, very comprehensive chapter. We hope you get a chance to read it and get the sense of what we mean if you want to be digitally literate. What do you have to be familiar with? What do you have to be able to do? And as an incentive, those who are able to read that chapter 2, and fully understand it, we offer a prize of $80 trillion. How is that for an incentive for reading a chapter? And we are not joking. Hopefully you'll be able to read that chapter and make sure that you understand it and profit from it. Now, everything will have to be done in a way that we're able to make the most cost-effective investment and make sure they're not wasted. Money is not wasted. So we have done sort of the back of the envelope kind of estimates, and we believe that we'll probably need something to the tune of about $1 billion investment in the first 5 years starting from 2009, about $2 billion from 2014 onward for 5 years, and perhaps about $4 billion from 2019 onward for the subsequent 5 years. These are again rough estimates and consistent with other countries, again GDP adjusted, such as China and India, who are actually doing these kinds of investments. So to come at parity with those countries, we have to be able to make these kinds of investments. Again, further details are provided in one chapter with additional details about what specific initiatives will be supported by these kinds of investments. Now, what will digital Bangladesh look like? This was probably the most fun chapter in the book for me. This is a chapter called The New Face of Bangladesh, Looking Back from the year 2021. This was a bit of a thought experiment. We took the advantage of as if our future selves are already in the year 2021 and looking back, what sort of things have already happened to make this new face of Bangladesh a reality. Hopefully you'll get a lot of fun reading it because we introduced the concept of digital deshi or digital native in English, sometimes they're called, and digital immigrants, which means people who are going to be lagging or falling behind in going digital, they will feel like they're living in a foreign country as if they're an immigrant in Bangladesh. And the ones who are going to be very facile and comfortable with digital technologies, they'll feel like they're living because they're the digital dashes. So you get to see what the sort of complexion or composition of the individuals are, and that is laid out in great detail in that chapter. Now, at the end of the day, we all have to do something to make it happen. As we talked in great length in the book, it has to be everyone's responsibility in the end to make it happen. To be able to be proud of being a Bangladeshi. I think that is something that we really feel strongly about, especially the ones who are outside Bangladesh. To be able to say that Bangladesh is on the cutting edge of technology, in this case, digital technology. So we'd like to welcome you all. We are on the web at www.goingdigitalbook.com, and we will be always providing inputs, views, and comments from our own in the form of blogs, And we'd like to ask you all and ask your friends to provide us feedback and also provide inputs as to what's happening. What kind of projects are already on track or behind schedule, so that we can perhaps get in touch with the right people to make sure things happen on time and within budget. Closing thoughts. Do not follow where the path may lead you. Go instead where there is no path and leave it free. The problem with us human beings is not that we aim too high and fail. It is that we aim too low and succeed. We hope that we provide a bold enough perspective for Bangladesh in our book that even if we fail, we will still be proud. We have tried our best and became very bold in trying and made ourselves proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ghulam Samnani. With the enthusiasm following from the spirited presentation,
many of the concepts through our experience. I have 28 years experience in IT in the United States. So we bring to you the materials that matter. What motivated us actually? We have seen in early 2009, there were like fiber layout, being deployed like IMAX or Bangla Lion. We saw mobile internet growing and also village kiosks and government plan for things like access to information. So we thought some things are getting real, and we felt that a book was necessary that will combine all of these, bring a professional perspective, and this is our result. What is cool here is transformative role is scattered into different divisions of the country. Another concept is we need to have our Silicon Valley, and our thoughts are maybe a variety of income levels actually, and this IT-driven technology and software export, all sector exports give new level of income for professionals. And the other thing that we would like to see managed is like high-tech park in Kaliapur. There's the innovative central EDCs we talk about in different parts of the country, technology park. And the key is that the countries that will be ready with technology and infrastructure will get the business. So what we like to emphasize is that throughout the book we took a practical approach is that the
thank you, Mr. Kamar Meena. We will now like to invite our panel chair, Professor Jamil Rizal Chaudhry, to please moderate the discussion between Dr. Tebopriyo and Mr. Mohsen Hussain.